Well, hello, everyone. Today, we're about to go over our buys, dividends, and options trades this week. So, I think we're going to start with mine. We've got, what is it, the week of October 2nd. So, let me get my transactions up here.
October
Okay, so
2nd. Yeah.
starting on the 2nd, received one qualified dividend from Paramount for $15.
Ooh, some people
Yeah,
don't like Paramount here.
I know. That's, you know, I mean, you could buy like a whole value meal at McDonald's for that price.
That's passive income, baby. That's
That's
passive
passive
income.
income, baby. Okay. Next up on there is my qualified dividend from HPQ.
Ooh.
Me and Warren both love HPQ, baby. $52.50.
Wow.
Yeah. That's like
Wow.
2.5 lawns that you wouldn't have to mow.
Yep.
Okay. Next up, and this is on the 5th of October. Don't talk about this stock too much, but I have some shares of it. A $48 dividend from my shares of Smith & Wesson brands.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yep. The fastest gun in the West. Now, the next position is actually for a put that was sold on Paramount at the 11.50 strike price, collecting $19 in premium. If Paramount is below that price on that date, I will be assigned 100 more shares of that company. All right. So that's the risk. But if that doesn't happen, I just keep the $19 and keep moving right along and get my cash back.
That's option trading.
That's options trading. Well, selling anyway. Don't do a whole lot of buying. Otherwise, I'd be on Wall Street bets. So next up, we have one cash secured put sold on Vale. This is an iron ore mining company. At the $12.50 strike price, collected $18 in premium. And once again, if the price falls below $12.50 and stays there on that date, then I will be forced to purchase 100 shares at $12.50 per share. However, if that doesn't happen, I keep the $18 like nothing ever happened. Now, this next transaction is actually called an options roll. So this is a little bit different than the others. You'll see that I both sold a put and bought a put.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened with that is MPW is below $6 right now, and I had an outstanding $6 put. Rather than taking assignment on it, I opted to push it out further into the future by selling another put at the exact same price, collected a higher premium, and then bought to close the one that expired that day so that I wouldn't take assignment and I would collect a little bit more premium and wait for something else to happen with the price potentially. That's just a way to sort of save a little bit more money. Even if it does stay at these lower prices, I'm effectively lowering my cost basis by rolling the put out and collecting additional premium. So that's what the options roll is there. What have you bought, sold, or received dividends from this week, Ryan?
Well, I think we should start off with the dividends because the buys and sells are the best segment. Of course, on this channel, we save the best for last. The one big dividend this week was really Vici. I got a $10.07 dividend from them, which I reinvested, which almost got me half a share back. Happy to reinvest that Vici dividend, especially at these prices. I reinvested at $28 per share. Happy with that. I got a whopping 37 cents from Nike. I got a whopping $5.39 from Coca-Cola. Those are the dividends for this week.
Nice Coca-Cola dividend.
Yeah. I reinvested it just for now. They have been on a bit of a decline. We did talk about Coca-Cola a decent amount on the live stream. Check that out. Links in the description, of course. When it comes to our buys, unfortunately, you guys have been well aware that I'm a man that likes to spend my capital, and I'm not afraid to spend my capital. With that said, though, we did have some pretty aggressive buys when it comes to this week. I did see some solid opportunities. I currently have about $250 in cash. that should be sitting around 4 to 5% my portfolio in cash coming pretty soon. So I'd like to stay around there, continue building up cash. Start the week.
Definitely.
Yeah. Start the week off. I bought one share of Vici at $28.60. Then I put $30 into Visa at $230.65. I put $25 in a Starbucks, what I think got a really good price at $90.16. I'm going to probably continue slowly chipping away at Visa and Starbucks just as I see them below, $230 and $92. And if there's any crazy red days. Here's where it gets interesting, fellas. I sold my 3M dividends that I've been reinvesting for the last couple of quarters. That got me about $44 in capital, and that was half a share of 3M. Those are reinvested dividends that I had in the $90 to $100 range over the last couple of quarters. For me, in my perspective right now, I think 3M does have some years of struggle ahead of them, and I'm getting a little wary. I also did see a really good opportunity cost when it comes to where I could have put that capital elsewhere when it comes to the market's activity this week. So with that $44, I put it into 2 shares of Vici at $28.43. Obviously, I don't invest for dividend yield, but I am getting back a solid amount of dividend yield, and I'm getting back more growth, in my opinion, with that investment. And I do think Vici, I have it in intrinsic, fair value at $33 to $34. I think that's fair. And lastly, I bought a new position in Fiscal. I'd like for you to guess the new position.
Whoa. And you haven't brought it up on the Discord either, so
I
Or
have.
have you?
It's quiet. I'm being quiet about it.
all right, it's been hush hush. So brand new position, never owned it before.
Yeah.
Can I get a hint, Ryan? There's thousands of stocks in the market.
Well, that's very true. Let's just say they get a piece of all that.
Whoa. T. Rowe Price.
Incorrect. You got one more chance.
Oh my goodness. How about BlackRock?
No, you didn't get it. S&P Global.
S&P Global.
So I put $75 in S&P Global at $364.57. S&P Global is one of the world's giant data companies. Every time basically that these ETFs are made based off of the S&P 500, Dow Jones, etc., S&P Global, with part of their business, they have multiple segments. They basically get a piece of that every time. I viewed it as one of those compounder companies, and it's been on a bit of a decline as of recently. I've done my research. I really think that this business is, it made an investment this year that has had a dip on the free cash flow, but I do think it's had a long history of consistently growing free cash flow, very sustainable dividend from what I've seen. I don't invest all for dividends, but I really do like what I see from S&P Global. And
I've heard good things about S&P Global.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to take a closer look. That sounds very interesting.
So
and are they not also the ones that issue all of those credit ratings?
Yes, they have credit ratings. They have data. It's a giant, to be straight up. And, I can definitely envision it being one of those companies that I'd love to have as a core position. With that said, though, it is a very complex business, and something that I've been working on recently is staying in my circle of competency. I do feel I understand this business well right now, but there are a lot of moving parts. I'll be completely honest here. So I've continued to do research on each one of their segments, where the growth is going to be in the future. And that $75 right now is just going to be, tipping my toes in the water, as you could say.
Well, I can certainly see why you'd want a piece of their action. That's for sure.
Indeed. And that was all for this week.
Well, I guess everybody ought to subscribe, right?
Links in the description.
Should they join the Discord? Subscribe to our individual channels as well?
Join the Discord, link in the description if you'd like to have more, we can talk about moats on there. We can talk about Crocs, anything you guys want.
Really, the world's your oyster if you come onto our Discord.
Yeah.
So with that, I think that's about a wrap. But one thing I want everybody to remember, cash flow is king.
Thank you all. Do dividend stocks on drugs. Have a good one.